All right, guys, today we got a 2006 Ford F150 with a 5.4 liter in it, and it's got no power, and he just bought it. Let's get into it. Backstory is, this is actually a very good friend of mine's truck. He bought this. I'm not sure to flip it or to drive it. I don't know. The flipping thing is not working out too good for him. I know he's put some parts on it. Said it's got no power. You go to accelerate away, and it just falls on its face. It doesn't want to go. He said if you granny it, you just ease down on it, he said it'll accelerate up. So we've got to figure it out. It's got no tag and no insurance, so we can't drive it very far. For those of you, before you leave a comment, we've got insurance on anything we drive, but we're going to take it up on this road back here. Hopefully it'll do it. Let's jump in here. I want to call him. I want to know exactly what he did to it before we get into it too deep, but it is blazing hot out here. Let's get in here and turn the AC on and see if we can't figure out what it's doing. We've got it running. It's idling perfect. We're going to let it warm up. No check engine light. I don't believe that it ever gets a check engine light. I don't believe that it has codes in it. We're going to scan it. We're going to see. I'm going to call him up. I'm going to call my friend up. His name's Shane. Works for the parts house. So for anybody that deals with the parts house, he works for the parts house. I've known him since he was a teenager. He was a parts driver for Eastern Imports. Anybody that's from Jacksonville, remember Eastern Imports, leave a comment down there. Let's give him a shout. And let's, I want to know exactly what he's replaced on it.
Backstory.
And kind of want to know the backstory.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Hey, bud.
All right, working on your truck. Give me a little of the backstory. You just bought this, right? Fairly recently.
Correct.
And
I bought it recently.
You bought it to flip it, or you bought it to use it?
Bought it to use it until I ran into the issues, and then I wanted to get rid of it.
Now you're ready to go with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me exactly what what have you put on it?
We did a fuel pump on it. Thought it was a fuel issue because it's running out of power. You know, when you're getting into higher speeds. That wasn't it. Went in and did an air mass sensor. Changed that out. Thought maybe that was the problem. That wasn't it. Talked to some other mechanics and things, and drove down into the ignition. We did spark plugs on it, which did need to be replaced. It felt like it cleaned up a little bit, but didn't fix the problem. After having it checked out for quite some time, we narrowed it down to a possible PCM, and I replaced the PCM, and that wasn't it. That was the last thing I done to it.
You put an engine computer in this car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, lordy. Okay. All right. Does this have an external fuel filter on it?
Do not know.
Okay. All right. I'll have to look that up. In this vintage, it may or may not. All right. So basically, fuel pump still in it. The PCM, all the other parts are still in it, or what'd you do with it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's got the mass airflow sensor you put on there. It's got the PCM you put on there. Everything is on it new that you've put in the vehicle.
Yes.
You know the brand of the mass airflow?
Motorcraft.
Okay, so OE on that. Okay, all right, cool.
I would have been really disappointed in you if you didn't put a Motorcraft in it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right.
I know it.
All right, let me, so you're saying at high speeds it does this? I mean, it's, no tag, no insurance on this thing. Am I going to just be able to get on it like on this back road back here and get it to fall on its face, or do I have to get this thing up to highway speed and do this?
No, so like if you step out on the back road and you're doing 30 miles an hour, you stab into it, you'll see right then if you're like, you want to get out of its own way.
Okay. All right, man. I'll let you know what I find.
All right, thanks.
All right, man. Bye. Way deeper than I thought he went. I mean, fuel pump, mass airflow, spark plugs, PCM. Why does everybody go straight to the PCM? Okay.
They didn't. They did a fuel pump.
Well, they did a lot of other stuff first, but they end up at the PCM, I feel like. All right. Whenever I have a low power complaint, depending on the vintage of the vehicle and, what we're working on, the first thing that I'm going for is the E-scan. And I'm doing that because I want to do a volumetric efficiency on the engine. This vehicle, I believe, still has regular O2 sensors in it. So I'm going to show you a trick on vehicles that have O2 sensors in them. I'm talking about front O2 sensors. How you can, I guess I need to find this thing. How you can test to see if it's getting, here it is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting there talking while I'm. All right.
That's the E-scan.
It's the E-scan. I need to get the recording going, so let's get
Can
that
you
going.
finish your sentence that you were going to say that?
I do that all the time, guys. I do that with everybody in my life, and every single person in my life says, "Can you go ahead and finish that?" My brain is like doing other things. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trick on if you have a vehicle that has regular O2 sensors upstream, how you can check to see if it's got the right fuel delivery. Do we have pressure and volume without ever hooking a fuel pump or a fuel gauge up to it? It's a good little quick test. It cannot. I don't know that it can be done with air fuel ratio sensors. I haven't played around with that too much, but most of the cars we deal with today have high their GDI and stuff, so can't do it with those. But this one we can definitely do it on. eScan's connected. I just checked for codes. There's no codes in the vehicle, but if we look down here at the monitors, it says monitors not complete. There's 4 monitors not complete. So this has had the codes cleared in it at some point, but there's no codes in it right now, and I'm pretty sure that Shane told me, should have asked him while I was on the phone, that it's not ever set a code. We can pretty much think if the fuel pump is bad, not supplying enough fuel, it would run lean, and you would set a lean code, but no codes. Let's go ahead, and I want to get it up on the road. I've got a limited availability to drive this. I'm kind of a little bit worried about taking this thing on the road. No tag on it is going to be a big red light for if I get, I don't want to get pulled over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this thing up. I want to do a VE test on this thing right off the bat. So I'm going to do 2 tests. I'm going to do a VE test. Sherwood, what are you laughing at? Because I'm worried about driving.
You said it's a red light. I thought you were trying to say red flag. It was just funny to me.
Okay. we're going to do 2 tests. We're going to do a VE test, and we're going to do a fuel trim test. Those 2 things are going to lead us in the right direction. If it's low on power and he's already done the fuel pump and all that fuel delivery stuff, maybe it's got a clogged exhaust, which will show up on the VE test pretty quickly. That's kind of what I'm thinking this is going to be. All right, let's go ahead and jump that there. Start that test. It's a 5.4. It's way hotter than 77 degrees outside. 95 is going to be where it's at. There we are. All right, now that test is running. All right. We've got the road down over here where all the apartments are getting put in. You said you looked up how many apartments are getting put in over there. How many was it?
180 something.
180 something apartments getting put in. What Shane described, going 35 miles an hour and flooring it, is literally how we would do a VE test on a vehicle. We get it up to about 35 miles an hour, and then we would just full throttle it and see what the readings are. If we've got a bad cat, something like that, that's blocking the exhaust, then we're going to.
I thought that was a cat when you said that.
Oh,
It's a dog though.
What's a dog? Looks like a cat.
You said bad cat. I saw it.
You saw the cat. You saw the dog. If it's got a bad cat in the car, then catalytic converter, then it's not going to be able to breathe, and we're definitely going to get weird readings there. So, all right, go ahead and floor it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This thing won't get out of its own way for sure. All right, I'm gonna get one more pull here. We're right next to the apartments. Yeah, nothing. This thing does not want to go. It's not really falling on its face. I'm gonna pause that so I can look at it in a minute. It's not really falling on its face. It's just not going. It's not like going boo, like it's just not going. I hope that makes sense.
It just doesn't have the power it should.
Yeah, it's really kind of different. Normally, if you've got like a blocked exhaust or fuel pump that's bad, no fuel, you're going to, it's going to sit there and just like bog down and go, boo, it's not really doing that. All right, so we got that one. I'm going to go ahead and go to fuel trim, and we're going to start that test. And this one we'll do a couple of different things here. We're just going to drive it normal. I'm going to do through different ranges of the throttle and acceleration. This is one that I prefer to get up on the road. And yeah, see, I got on it a little bit there, but tried to be a little easier with it, and it still kind of doesn't want to pull. Not like you would think it would. All right, let's go ahead. There's full throttle. Oh, I'm on it floor now. Yeah, this thing's just, it's like, all right.
They look pretty good.
I'm not looking at them.
All green.
All green. Green is good. All right, I still have to, I'm gonna get it back to the shop because I don't want to be, again, I'm not gonna be parked on the side of the road with this thing because, again, that's just begging for trouble. Luckily, we've got this ability to go back on this little road right here without any issues, and there's really nothing on that road on the first part of it. So, all right. Hello. Thank you. This person never has said a word to me. This person literally has never said one word to me. How long have you worked for me? Over a year. That's the first word she's ever said to me. True? Thank you.
That's Braylon.
That's Braylon. All right. That's literally the first word she's ever said to me. Let's take a look and see what we got. Still got to do the fuel pump test, and I'm going to show you with the O2 sensors, but I want to look at this first. Fuel trims are absolutely perfect. 2%, 2%, 5%, 8%. Full throttle, 7%, 7%. I mean, they're no issues there. Let's take a look at, they're bringing me my pen, by the way. I left my pen in the other store. All right, mass airflow. It's actually reading better than, I mean, as far as flow goes, a little higher, but nothing. Yeah, this is. It
would stand out like.
It would if this was an exhaust problem or a air metering issue. This would be, you would see this like. This is what's so good about this tool. All right, there's no issues there. This is so right now we know this is not a breathing problem at all. This has got air coming in properly. This is not going to be some weird air filter issue. This is going to be a blocked exhaust. This isn't going to be camshafts that are out of time or some weird timing thing. This is breathing normally. Fuel trims are good too. So I wouldn't even bet with the fuel trims being like that. If we were running, if we had a bad fuel pump, we got on it, we didn't have the fuel volume going to it, the fuel pressure or volume going to it, then we would have our fuel trims be off. But I do want to show you this little test real quick. So I'm going to jump over here to the graphs. All you really need to look at, I need to get the PIDs up. I need my O2 sensors. Again, this works. You want, oops, I don't want that one. You want bank 1 and bank 2 sensor 1. So you want the upstream sensors. I'm going to graph them. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to put them right here at the top. There's one, bank 1, sensor 1. And then where is my bank 2 sensor 1? Right there. We're going to clear the data. All right. Let's take this thing down the road again. Here's what we're expecting to see. When I floor this thing all the way down, what this vehicle is trying to do is fully enriching this engine. It's trying to give it as much gas as it possibly can. It's just going to go basically rich. Those O2 sensors should go full rich and stay there. If you've got a vehicle that has a possible, again, we're talking about, a vehicle with a standard fuel pump, low pressure, basically somewhere in the, 50 to 70 PSI range, something like that, normal, not high pressure. And you floor it and you've got a fuel delivery issue, what will happen is the O2 sensors might go rich initially, and then you're on the floor and they'll drop off and taper off and maybe even start to switch again. And that would mean that we've got most likely a fuel delivery issue. So let's go. I don't think we're going to see that at all. I think we're going to see these things go full rich simply because the fuel trim readings are staying good. But sometimes those can be a little off. When you go full throttle, the 2 times when fuel trim readings may not be 100% accurate would be on decel. So you're off the gas, you're going down the road and you let off the gas completely. They might not be accurate there because we might go into fuel cut on decel, so they might just go to some random number. Or full throttle, they might not be 100% accurate either, just because it should be going full rich. So let's just go down and he's got a new fuel pump in it. I don't think it doesn't feel like that. It feels really weird. I initially thought when he was telling me this stuff, about low power and all that, I initially thought, man, it's got to be an exhaust issue because people just don't, for some reason they overlook that part of it. But now I'm almost thinking this is something that you don't see a ton. But all right, so here we are again, full throttle. We're on it, and then we're off. I'm not going to be able to pause this and just take a look, so I'm pulling over, even though I really don't want to do that. I have a little pond back there. All right, here we are. All right, I'm going to mark this real fast. Sure, we're going to have a fun time editing this one. There we are, full rich, and now we're coming back and we're doing recycling again. So that would tell you pretty quickly that we've got fuel. I'm going to turn around here. We've got fuel going to this engine. How fast was that, guys? That was literally 2 little short test drives. And we know now, does not need a fuel pump, did not need a mass airflow sensor, does not have an exhaust blocked up. We've determined a lot of information and we've eliminated a lot of causes of something like this really quickly. So let's get it back to the shop. And now our fun part of this now is, okay, well, where do we go? We got no codes and we got no power. Where would we,
Leave a comment where you think we're going.
Yeah, you guys leave a comment down there. What do you think it is?
Also, eScan is an awesome tool for the price point. How much are those again?
eScan, I want to say, is like 1,800, something like that.
And
without a tablet, you can use any Windows computer.
Yeah.
Software is all free updates forever. I mean, they're fantastic people. You guys know we love ATS, and they take care of. They make great tools. This tool right here is great for this stuff. I don't know of any other tool that does what this does.
When we get to 500K, we're going to be giving away another eScan.
Yeah, we are.
And something even better than that.
Yeah, we are. 500K, we're going to be giving away massive. We're going to do a massive giveaway. And
so go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah, hit that subscribe because when you find out what it is, your mind is going to be blown. Pulled in the shop. Very quiet in here, right? Roll the window down because I always roll the window down before I get out of the vehicle. That engine is going tick, 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 tick. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let me get out and park. See if we hear it. It sounds like the Ford Tap, but a little more aggressive. Let me get the hood up. Yeah. Oh yeah, that gets... Shut the AC off. Do it again. Yeah, that's got a pretty aggressive little noise there. All right. I mean, these engines are notorious for making noise, but I'm thinking that's louder than what it should be. Let me do a little research. Found a couple of things. Went on Identifix, and there was supposed to be a TSB possibly for engine noise for this vehicle. They gave me a TSB number. It didn't show the TSB though. Went into all data, punched that TSB number in, didn't show up. So I just went to engine, scroll down, and this vehicle, even though it was a completely different TSB number, this vehicle for literally a 2-month span in 2006 that this vehicle falls in had a valve train tapping noise from a collapsed lifter. So that sounds like what is going on here. While I was in Identifix, looking things up, trying to figure out the low power deal and everything, because, okay, we got a tapping noise in here, but, a collapsed lifter might cause it to run bad, which is not causing it to run bad. Other than low power, it's not skipping or misfiring or anything. I did find that it mentioned low power because of a noise in the engine caused by the knock sensors picking up the noise and causing the timing to can't use that word on YouTube, but causing the timing to go backwards, we'll say. So it said that there's a test for that. I got a couple of things for it, but before I get into that, a lot of people have this misunderstanding about knock sensors. Knock sensors are not there to pick up a knock in your engine. What they're there to pick up is pre-ignition, so spark knock, right, from pre-ignition, so that it can adjust the timing properly. They don't want the engine to melt. That's what knock sensors are doing. But evidently, in this case, it will pick up that noise. That noise must be in the same frequency range, maybe, and it's causing the timing to go back, and it's causing no power. So what it says to do is to get a couple of knock sensors. We got a couple of knock sensors, brand new knock sensors here. And it says, you're wondering why I got them in the Akebono koozie. It says to connect these in place of the knock sensors and to sequester them basically so they can't touch or hit anything. We don't want these things knocking around because it's going to send a signal in. We can't just disconnect the knock sensors. If we disconnect the knock sensors, we're definitely going to have timing that's going to be not correct. We're going to have low power. This also would not be, you couldn't just put this in there and leave it in there forever and think, oh, well, if it fixes it, we're going to take it down the road and see. But if it goes down the road and it's got power, it will eventually go back to no power, because what the engine module will do is it will start to move the timing around, and it knows when, if it advances the timing to a certain point, it knows it should be hearing some spark knock. It's going to be looking for that to come back from the knock sensors. And if it doesn't get it, it's going to say the knock sensors aren't working, and it's going to again make the timing go back and not have power. So we got a finite amount of time that we're going to be able to put these in, drive it, and see if it fixes it. And if it doesn't fix it, then I don't know what other path we can go down. So hopefully this is it. This is why I've got the Akebono thing. Thanks for the Akebono koozies, by the way, to Akebono. But we're going to tear this one open. So my idea is, we didn't have anything else to do this with. I was kind of looking around for foam or something, but this was sitting over there. A whole bunch of them were sitting over there. So I'm just going to take... I'm just going to need to get some electrical tape. Well, my idea is to set these in here and just kind of wrap them up. Throw some electrical tape around it. Hopefully, that'll get it enough cushion that it won't send any kind of signal. I'm not going to make it super tight because I just want it to kind of sit in there. All right. Making a tortilla. A burrito. I'm sorry, out of a tortilla. I'm not making a tortilla. We already had the tortilla. Oh my gosh, guys, where am I at? Hey, leave a comment down below. Do you like burritos? My wife and granddaughter make some excellent homemade tortillas. All right. That is slightly warm, let me just tell you. Because I was running it to listen to the tick. That wasn't smart.
Well, how'd you know you were going to have your hands in?
Well, I'd already seen the bulletin on that. Not the bulletin, but the thing on that, but I should have probably done the opposite. There we go. All right. I'm gonna keep my hand on that one. Grab one of those things. Where is it facing? Hey, there's one. That's it right there. That's the right cable. All right, that's still got its clip on it. That's good. Let's see if this one comes loose. Oh, that one came loose. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. One side super hard and the other side easy. I love that. Better than both being hard. All right.
Are these the knock sensors for this truck that you ordered? Or?
Yes. Oh, yeah. You got to get the right knock sensors. I just ordered 2 for the truck. There we go. That's it. All right. And then we'll just take that one. We'll just set it kind of down there. All right. Now we can leave the other ones alone. We'll leave them there. I'm getting too old to be climbing up in these things. Somebody might say, why don't we get a code for the knock sensors? We're not going to get a code for the knock sensors. That's part of this whole thing is we don't get any codes. We got low power. Everything else checks out good. The engine module doesn't think there's a problem. It just thinks that here's spark knock. So, it takes the timing and I almost said the word, takes the timing and moves it back. So it's not going to think there's an issue there. And so that's part of kind of, when I was looking it up, that's part of kind of the process was no codes, good everything else, but, hook these up and try it. So again, we got a finite amount of time. We're gonna, yeah, definitely. I didn't got a new engine module in it right there. So we're gonna take this thing down the road, and if it's got good power, then we know that's what it is, and then he's gonna have to deal with this tapping noise. So let's, but first things first, let's take it down the road and see if it fixes it. Because I initially thought this was gonna be a bad catalytic converter, and that didn't go anywhere. So all right, here we go. We only have a little bit of time here. It will set a code from the knock sensors now, because now it's gonna, like I say, it's gonna make that adjustment. Not gonna see any input from them at all. Yeah, it's warm in here, isn't it? A little bit warm. Oh yeah, baby. Oh man, got good power. Got enough power that time that all the leaves are flying out the back. Yeah. That's good there. I mean, big V8, a lot of power. Need you to give a lot of gas. Again, a movie reference. You guys go ahead and try to figure that movie out. You get that movie, you're definitely in my inner circle. Sherwood probably doesn't even know what that movie is. You've seen it though. Kurt Russell, just so you all know, Kurt Russell, way back in the day. He's got to fix the tapping. That's what this is. I mean, this proves that the problem is that tap is the issue. This isn't this is everything working as it should, but we've got that noise in the motor that's causing the timing to not be correct. When the timing, it goes back, right, then you're not going to make power. I mean, this thing scoots now. Yeah. This thing goes now. So, yeah. Let's get it back to the shop. We know what it is now. We can let them know, what it's going to take. He'll probably want to take it and put some lifters in it, but we'll at least we know the answer, right? This is why it's so important to go through the data and go through the processes. You can eliminate a lot of things very quickly with the right tools, the right equipment, the right training. I know he's trying to do it on his own. I get it. I wish he would have called me. I could have saved him a ton of money. I mean, he obviously bought all the parts at cost, I'm sure, because he, works for the parts store. But still, there's still a cost there, and time and energy. because this is a really kind of unusual issue. I'd love to know if any of you guys have ever seen this before. I don't know that I've ever seen this with knock sensors with a tapping in the engine causing something like this and it running perfectly other than that. So leave a comment down there if you've ever seen it. If it wasn't for having the information from Identifix and being able to then, determine that that could be the problem, we could have gone in there and, maybe we fixed the lifters and it fixed the problem and go, well, but we wouldn't know why, and we'd want to know why. So in this case, we know why. We know what the problem is. We got it. He's going to be good to go. Appreciate you guys watching. You know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Bell notification. Leave a comment down below. Share the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.